What a beautiful morning. Oh, hey, what's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here with Cheesehead TV, coming to you live across the street from Lambeau Field. Practice is being held in that very building in a little over an hour. I'll be in attendance, giving you guys live updates. Who knows what I'm allowed to tweet about? We'll find out when we walk in, I'm sure. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody in the comments section. Welcome, one and all. Thanks for joining me. Looking good at Lambeau. Yeah, Lambeau. It's a beautiful day, I will say. Gorgeous morning here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I hope things are well wherever you guys are. Thanks for making Cheesehead TV part of your Packers routine. I know there are a lot of outlets for you guys to choose, and that you choose in one way or another, whether you're joining me live or listening later, watching on YouTube, listening to a podcast. It really means a lot that you make Cheesehead TV part of your routine. It is windy. Hope the camera doesn't blow away. But hell, you'll hear me. My mic isn't going anywhere. So yeah, day 4, Packers camp practice yesterday. We've talked a lot about the secondary shining, and yeah, the passing offense on the opposite end has been very herky-jerky, very up and down. You've seen some flashes, some good moments. You've seen a lot of drops. But again, as we also talked about, that is to be expected in most, years when camp starts. Defense is almost always ahead of the offense. But this year especially, since they have very minimal time on their feet together, I think a handful of days prior to hitting the practice field, they had no offseason, no OTAs, no mini camps to try and put these things on their feet. So, with an offense with a ton of installs going on, I can't say it's surprising. Tommy, I need a fucking drink. Hey, buddy. I'm drinking H2O this morning. That'd be me. Where do you get to watch practice from? Section 119 and 121 is where we'll be. We're allowed to kind of mill around there. We have to stay distanced, masked up, etc. But those are the sections that we will be in today, watching whatever transpires on Lambeau Field. Josh playing safety. No, mostly boundary corner. He's bounced in sometimes. He has played kind of all over. There's no doubt about that. But he's primarily sticking with corner so far. Morning, Nangs. Morning, Pogs. How you doing, man? I heard Boba Fett. What did you hear about Boba Fett? Does Rodgers still need a wristband this year? That is a very good question. I would suspect yes. Now, remember, those were only for – that wristband was literally just for third down calls. That's a good question. I'll ask Aaron about that next time we talk to him. Or Coach later today. Carry the G. That's what I'm talking about. I guess with no fans, the NFL is allowing fan noise. I know there will be some kind of ambient noise. Matt LaFleur talked about that yesterday. We don't know what it's going to sound like. He doesn't know what it's going to sound like. I'm very curious to see how much is allowed. We've heard it in baseball. If you were watching the Brewers game last night, whoever was doing the fan noise was a little late on the trigger, I thought. But EPL's done it. Premier League's been really good with it. NBA, I think, has done a really fantastic job with it. So we'll see how the NFL goes about it. What do you think is the most underrated unit so far? Coming into this year or after, during camp? I think coming into this year, I'd probably say wide receiver because everyone hates them. I don't know why, because there's a lot of talent there. But as through the first 4 days of camp, from what I've seen, maybe the thing that nobody's talking about is the left side of that line is really great, the offensive line. Elton Jenkins is picking up right where he left off. That first run, was it a run? No, it wasn't a drill. It was a team, 11 on 11. Went to his side. He absolutely owned Montravius Adams, put him right on the ground, and it's just been like that day in and day out. Obviously, there's only been one day in pads, so you can't get too much into it, but they've looked really good. Anything to report on defensive line besides Kenny? Thank you. Pete, Montravius was having a really good practice after getting knocked in the dirt on that one play, but then he got hurt, which you really hate to see. He missed yesterday's practice. NFL Network has reported he has a sprained toe. Man, toes are tricky. Who knows how long he'll be out. Need to start getting more from Kiki. Need to start getting more from Hester. I will say Hester would have already had 2 sacks so far these first 2 days when we've had full pads and then half pads yesterday. he has been very active on the interior. I haven't really seen much from him in the run game, good or bad, but it's really hard to pick out lots of line play from our vantage point. That's why the coaches go back and watch the film that we aren't privy to. But Hester has looked active, and that's a welcome addition, no doubt about it. Josh, thanks for the super chat. What does the cut schedule look like this year? They'll have the same cut down date as normal. That's 1 week prior to the start of the regular season, or I think it's like 10 days prior to the start of the regular season. So look for that in a couple weeks. I can't be more excited for the 3-headed monster in the backfield carry the G. I'm with you, man. And hell, I'd say it's even a 4-headed monster. You've got Dillon as the new guy on the block, so to speak. Obviously, we know what they have in Jones and Williams, but don't sleep on Tyler Ervin as part of that group. And I know he's been working at wide receiver. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I might get sniped. Here we go. But he has definitely been taking snaps at running back as well. So he'll be utilized all over. But those 4 in particular are going to be a lot of fun. I agree. I'm thinking 5 wide receivers this year. With that being said, do you go with Kumaro or potential with Begleton? Right now it's Kumaro, and it's not close. We'll see how camp transpires, but Kumaro's getting all those snaps. And 2 days ago, Rodgers missed him on a corner route. Yesterday, he hit him on a corner route. Rodgers loves him, and they love his blocking. They love what he brings to special teams. It's going to be hard. Begleton's going to have to really put a string of good practices together, both in scrimmage and once they start doing special teams. And that's the other problem. They have done no live special teams work yet. None. They've done like drill work, but no like live special teams. So it's really hard to get a handle on where some of these guys are. And that is Begleton's path to the roster, no doubt about it. Big B is Mark Murphy. We all know this. Oz, is Dexter history? Long shot, man. Real long shot. He's been running with the 3s and 4s. He's looked good. I think he's had some good moments, but it's going to be really hard for him unless there's an injury. What's happening, my man? What's up, Tony? How are you, man? Is Begleton practice squad eligible? He should be. He's never played any NFL reps, which would mean he is. I'll look and get a official word on that, but I believe he should be. Good morning, everybody. Hello to everybody saying good morning. Do you think Malik Turner really makes the roster? It's a long shot, a real long shot. He had a decent day yesterday catching the football, but he's not getting a ton of reps. It's going to be hard for him, again, unless there are injuries or unless he balls out on special teams. You never really know. You got to let camp play out. It is still very early, and guys rise and fall all the time. And they've really only had 1 day in full pads. I mean, they put together a string of padded practices, and he starts turning heads. Then he's got a shot. You never really know. He said he was with the 3 and 4. Jill, I know. Here I go. Death to me. Hey, look. I told the Packers I'm fine not tweeting or reporting live when I'm watching, but, when I'm chatting with you guys, I'm going to say what I see. Sorry. It's the way I roll. Hey, Aaron, are there any ideas or thoughts the league may be kicking around to make up for any lost revenue in 2020? Matt, if there are, they haven't made those discussions public or the ideas public. I have zero doubt those conversations are being had. But from what I've seen, reported, or heard from anyone inside 1265, nothing that they would ever share. AVA Jera, thanks for the super chat. How's my Sooner Curtis Bolton doing? He can't get on the field yet. He has not come off the PUP. He's basically running sprints by himself every day. Getting closer. Maybe today. We'll see. Jamal Williams is the GOAT. The GOAT from Big B. There you go. If Burks and Jackson make the jump this year, our defense will be elite. I don't know if I'd go elite, but they'll be better, and I'll take that. That would be a very big development for Brian Gutekunst as far as his first ever draft class, which right now is Jair Alexander and a bunch of spare parts. If Josh Jackson and Oren Burks round into shape, then that first draft looks a hell of a lot better. So I'm with you. They'll be better, no doubt about it. Elite, let's dial it back a little bit. Hey, nice. Is this a make or break year for Petten? In a sense, I think so. I I don't think there's any question, no matter what Matt says, that there was probably some thought to moving on last year after the way the season ended. Clearly brought him back, but he did bring in Jerry Gray, who has been a coordinator. Not trying to connect the dots too much there, but who knows? But hey, if they display all the same weaknesses that they had last year, this year, well, they gave them the same personnel. So the one thing that needs to change, essentially, so the one thing that needs to change is Mike Pettin. And if Mike Pettin is unable to change, so I don't know if you could call it a make or break. I think it's always dependent on how you're finishing, when, if you're playing bad, if you're playing good, when those stretches happen. A lot goes into it. So I don't think it's as clear as make or break, but I do think his seat is a little warmer than usual. The Bears still suck. Joey keeping it real. That's what I like to hear. How's Kettle of Fish going? Slowly creeping up towards their goal. They're hanging on. I talked to Patrick the Thursday night before I came here. Man, it's tough. Cuomo's making it tough on small business owners in general, but definitely small bar owners. Anything you can do for the GoFundMe, purchase the merch on our Teespring store. All the proceeds from those goes directly to Patrick. I think of their goal was at 100,000. I think they're hovering around 87, 89,000, somewhere around there. So any bit you can do is greatly appreciated. Who is the best smack talker on the beat? On the beat? I thought I was going to say on the team. On the beat? It's clearly me. Come on. That's not even close. Although I don't know did you guys see Bakhtiari and Rob Domofsky going at it yesterday on Twitter? That's good stuff. And shout out to Tyler, our social guy, who came up with a great GIF that Bakhtiari retweeted about it. That was good shit. What else we got? Looks like another beautiful day in Green Bay. It's another every banquet. Wait, what's the line? Damn it. Every formation a parade. Every meal a banquet. I love the core. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I mixed those up. Those were reversed. It's aliens for anyone who doesn't know. I'm old. Does Lazard look like a legit wide receiver 2? Has he taken another step? It's so early to say anything in regards to if he's taking another step, if he's developing, etc. I will say there is zero doubt he is wide receiver 2. That has been very clear. And I know, oh God, positional, don't hurt me. But zero question, he is wide receiver 2. We love Rob, though. We do love Rob. But that was fucking hilarious. Come on. Is this practice in place of family night, or will there still be a family night? I got asked this yesterday. All accounts say they are going to have a family night. This is not, the practice happening this morning is not in lieu of that. The franchise has said they are going to do something for family night. No word yet as to what that might be or when it will be. But I believe they will still be having something, which will essentially be a practice in Lambeau with family members from the team in the stands, and then it will be televised. But that's all I know. Aaron, just don't get detained by the Packers secret police. I'll do my best. Team trying to hide depth chart so they can get all these guys they want on the expanded practice squads. Jesse, that is a major component of it, yes. That's not official. Of course, they would never say that, but I've been told point blank that is part of it. No doubt about it. And hey, as much as I bitch and moan and the beat is going to grouse about it, etc., that's a legit fear. As far as teams, especially this year when you have 16 spots on your practice squad, there are going to be a lot of guys that are cut that they want to bring back. They want as little information out there about them as possible. So, again, from a competitive point, I get it. At the same time, really, all right, I got it. I always got to throw that in there. Seriously, how's J.K. Scott looking? We've only seen him punt, I think, one practice. I think it was that first practice I was at, Monday. It's the only practice I've literally seen him on the field. He and Crosby have been pretty much relegated to indoor duty. They've been in the Hudson Center most of the time. Will fan noise be played in the stadium while the away team is on D? Daniel, I think that is to be determined. I don't think it'll be allowed to be pumped up, but I think there will be ambient noise, fan noise, what have you. Yeah. Cole Lyerla, former Family Night MVP. That's Cole, man. Didn't he get hurt on Family Night? Come on. Be better than that. But yeah, you're right. The weapon needs no practice. The weapon just exists to be fired. Can we have a Twitter account for J.K. Scott's height? Why not? We got a Twitter account for A.J. Dillon's legs. Who are you thinking will grab the 4th edge rusher spot, and how many do we keep, considering Z and Gary will move around? I tell you what, I'm not going to speculate about the 4th spot because God knows I'm not allowed. But Tim Williams has been making some moves, man. I'm telling you now. Look out for Tim. It hasn't looked overwhelming for him. He has looked pretty damn good. He's held his own in the run game, and he has certainly been active rushing the passer. And that's not just drill work. That's not just against the 2s and 3s. That's against the starters. So he was in there when Z dropped out the other day, and he was there kind of rolling in with Gary yesterday because Z sat out. So Tim Williams is one to keep an eye on. Benny, where's Corey? He's in Milwaukee. Mark twice if you're in Milwaukee. Hell yes, Tim Williams. Let's go. Can Dillon move for being built like a bull? Yes. He can fly. I said yesterday, the only question I have left with A.J. Dillon is his pass blocking ability, because we haven't really seen him do much of it yet. There haven't been any drills in it. He hasn't had to do it really from scrimmage yet in the limited teamwork we've seen. But I tell you what, that guy can fly. And he's shown that he can catch. I'm really excited. Just need to see if he can hold up in pass pro. What about Tippa? Quiet camp so far. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Looks active, looks athletic, no doubt about it, but hasn't really been able to shine much yet. I need a beer. Hey, man, you and me both. Any comparisons between Brett Hundley's start and Jordan Love? No, not really. Jordan's absolutely swimming, man. I just without an off season, without work on the field, he's so far behind. I'm not going to say he looks lost, because it looks like he knows the plays. It's just so fast for him right now. He can't process quick enough. He's thinking about it too much, and that's tripping him up in his fundamentals. When you see him in drill work, you see it. You see the athleticism. You see the arm. You see all the tools. But, man, as soon as they're and he admittedly he hasn't gotten a ton of reps because the 3rd string doesn't get a ton. But, once he gets on the field and team, it's too much for him right now. And that's no knock on him. That's to be expected given that he had 0 offseason. Tight end update. Yes, Iverson, they have plenty of tight ends. Robert Tanya is off to a really strong start. Jace had a rough practice 2 practices ago, had a much better practice yesterday. Mercedes is Mercedes. You know what you got there. And Josiah DeGuara, he's swimming a little bit too, but man, you see the athleticism, and he's had a couple of really nice plays where he snagged balls that were probably a little bit out of his strike zone, but he doesn't need to break stride, and he accelerates without really having to gather too much. He's an athlete, and once he gets the playbook down, he's going to be exciting to watch, no doubt about it. So is Jordan 3rd string? Yeah, 0 question. No doubt about it. Tim Boyle's having a really good camp. Serious question. BJ Raji's hips or AJ Dillon's legs? Oh, Raji's hips. Come on. If only because I saw them gyrating in an NFC championship game after he picked somebody off for a touchdown. Come on, that is a no-brainer right there. Take 1 or 2 more, guys. Thanks for the coverage. You're welcome. How about them White Sox? Who cares about those White Sox? More importantly, how about them Brewers last night? That's what I'm talking about. Adams cracked or close to cracking your top 5 in all-time Packers wide receivers. That was a good question. Ask me again when he's done with his career. Think Fox would put virtual fans on the screen like they do sometimes on baseball games? My guess is yeah, for the nationally televised games, probably like the Thursday night games. Do they still have that package? I think so. But like in the America's Game of the Week stuff, I think they'll probably do it there. Yeah, definitely. Is Andy Herman only following TBLS? You guys are great. You guys are hilarious. Is there any discussion about defunding the refs? No. without another team to hit, how long until you think they start getting chippy with each other? Next week. Somebody asked me if there were any like altercations yet. It's so early. Everyone's in a good mood. I would expect next week tempers will probably start to flare a little bit. Mitchell, thanks for the super chat. You missed a super chat. Oh no. Going back up. Michael. Where is it? Trying to suss it out. I legit do not see it. I see yours. And I saw the first one. That's it. I've only got 2. Man, are you playing with me? Why people got to be hating on a beautiful Thursday morning? Sorry, guys. I legitimately can't find it. So maybe it got deleted. I don't know. But I love you nonetheless. All right. With that thrilling ending, I'm going to let you guys go. I got to get across the street. Thank you so much for hanging out, talking Packers with me. I'll be back after practice to talk about everything I saw on Extra Cheese. In the meantime, please hit like, hit subscribe on the channel. Tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack, go.